Okay, welcome back. We are going to try. I hope you can hear, I hope you can see. Like I said, it's just such a beautiful day, and it is Earth Day, that I wanted to share this beautiful, beautiful world with you. Now, we have a story called On Earth. Look at our beautiful Earth right there. You see? Oh, there they are right there. How cool, how neat. Because it's Earth Day, right? Okay, so it is called On Earth by Brian Karras. Who is Brian Karras? You're right, the author. And we know that author writes the story, author writes the story, author writes the story. That's why he came first. And we're going to turn to that special page called the title page. And wait a second. Look, Brian Karras is the only person on there. It means he's got two jobs. What's his other job? The illustrator, you're right. And we know that illustrators illustrate, illustrators illustrate, illustrators illustrate, which means he made the pictures of On Earth. Now look, this right here is the sun. And right there is our little tiny Earth. Wow. On Earth, we go for a giant ride in space, spinning around like a merry-go-round. Can you spin around? Spin. Spin around, spin around, spin around. Oh, spin around the other way. We don't want you to get dizzy. Now, the Earth only goes in one direction, but we can go in both. Now, the Earth spins on its axis. Oh my goodness. And circles the sun in a great sweep. So we are not only spinning around like this, but we're also going around the sun at the same time. So not only are we spinning, but we're also moving while we're spinning. Whoa, that is a lot of movement. We think the wind is bad, but we are spinning and rotating all at the same time. Wow, that is a lot of movement. Whoops, and it also makes it hard for Mrs. Ryan, silly Mrs. Ryan, to keep track of our book. Now we face the sun. Okay, I am right here in the sun. You see, because I got squinty eyes again today. But here I am, face the sun. If you can feel the sun, go to your window or go outside. And when you face it, is it cold? Oh no, it is so warm. We face the sun. It's light and warmth as we live our days. Now you see, they're in the shadows right here. And so if I go over to the shadow, ooh, it's cold and dark over here. Oh. But when I come back out to the sun, oh, so warm, so nice. Same thing in our story. Here they are in the shadow, and here they are in the warm sun. Now, shadows get long as the day rolls into night. So I would think it would be really fun if you took a stick. Now, you see, I can make myself shadow and out of the shadow. This is casting a shadow. If you look behind here, when I walked over here into this shadow, this is the shadow of this big, huge, beautiful tree that I'm next to. But I walk and I move. Now, if you noticed in our other video, the one we did just right before, there wasn't so much sun when we started, but toward the end of the video, there's a lot more sun shining in my face because the sun, we are moving. Remember, we're moving, and we're moving around. And so every day as we're moving, the sun is going to move too. So what I'd like you to do is, shouldn't be too hard to do, but wherever you are, can you find like a stick and then put it into the ground and see where the shadows move? That'd be a great scientific experiment for you to do. I could go back out here further away and put it into the ground, and then I'll see when we can see the shadows again. It's going to move. The shadow is going to, see where it is on my shirt? And as it moves, as the day moves, your shadow is going to move. So if you put it on the ground, like say next to your sidewalk or your driveway, or if you just set it, if you didn't puncture it in the ground, you set a rock, or you could use one of your toys. You could mark using some sidewalk chalk where that shadow goes. See the shadow going across my shirt? How it changes as it moves? Well, it's moving faster now because I'm moving it, but the sun will also move it. So how cool will that be for a scientific experiment to watch the shadows change during the day? Now at night, we turn away from the sun and see a universe of stars and planets. And while we dream of what we can do tomorrow. So this is our Earth. This is our world. Now when we're turned away, when we're rotating every day on that axis, as we're rotating every day, sometimes we're rotated away from the beautiful sun, which means it's our nighttime. And then we're rotated to the sun. And right now it is what? Daytime. That's right. Awesome, guys. Now, while we spin, we also travel in an orbit around the sun, so that by the time we get back to where we started, you are 1 year older. Now, remember, we've sung our song. We have our song. There's 12 months in a year. 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 There's January, February, March, and April, May and June, July and August, September and October, November and December. There's 12 months in a year. There's 12 months in a year. And the reason there's 12 months in our year is because here's our sun. And as we said, now we are going every day, making a day by rotating on our axis. Why, it must be hard word for Mrs. Ryan today. See, it even happens to teachers. But here's our sun, and we keep going around on an orbit. Can you say that word? Orbit. Every year is one orbit around the sun. So we started here at January, February, March, and April, May and June, July and August, September and October, November and December. And we're already back around for one more year. And there's 12 months in our year as we orbit around the sun. We count months as we grow, and in 12 months, or 12 months of the year, 1 year has gone by. Now, he is growing. He planted this, sorry, 1, 2, 3. Goodness, Mrs. Ryan. It is January, February, March, and April, May and June, July and August, September and October, November and December. Now, there were 12 months in the year. Now, as you notice, it was cold. So were there any leaves on the tree? No, not until we got into the springtime and the summertime, and then it was fall and back to winter again. But did you notice the boy too? Look at him. He's getting taller as the months go on, just like you. You are so much taller now than when we first started school together way back in the fall. And that is a whole year. Wow. Now years go by, day by day. We count them with calendars and candles on his birthday cake. Should we see how old he is on his birthday cake? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know he's 8 years old because he's got 8 candles on his cake. But look, the sun is shining in through the window on his earth, And that's his globe. We've used our globe so much in school. And then once it goes all the way around, he'll have to add another candle to his birthday cake. And 8 plus 1 more year will make him 9. Wow. Now the Earth tilts on its axis, which means this is like the axis. It's the imaginary line that's in the center of the Earth. And it goes tilting back and forth. Now when we lean toward the sun, you see the sun is up here. When I'm leaning toward the sun, we're warmer. And when we lean away from the sun, we're colder. Our seasons change from summer to fall to winter to spring. Remember what we're in right now? Spring, you're right. And after spring will come summer, and after summer comes fall, and after fall comes winter, and after winter comes spring. Do they ever get out of order? No, they're always in the same. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Say them with me. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Winter, spring, summer, fall. And that all has to do with the direction our Earth is pointing toward the sun. So here's summer. It's pointing right toward that sun. So it's a lot warmer. And spring and fall are not as hot, and winter, of course, is cold because we're the farthest away. Now, when the Earth's top side leans away from the sun, there is winter above the equator and summer below. So you see, our Earth is changing all the time. The people that, when we studied Australia, they live in the southern hemisphere. Hemisphere is a very big word. Can you say it with me? Hemisphere. We'll say it 3 times. Hemisphere. 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 That's right. Now we live in the northern one, which means we're on the top part. We're on the north side of our Earth. Whereas people on the southern hemisphere, so when it is summertime for us, it's winter time in Australia. When it's winter time in Australia, it's summertime for us because one side of the Earth is closer while the other is farther away. Just like my hand right here, one side, see the bottom of my hand that's in the shadow? That's farther away than the top of my finger. When I tip it this way, now the bottom of my arm is in the sun now, whereas the top of my finger, look at the back side, it's in the shadow. Just the same. All right, come on, wind. In the winter days, the days get shorter and the nights are longer. But by spring, the days get filled with sunlight. And that's the same reason, is because we're closer, we can spend more time closer to the sunlight. We spin with me, spin. And we circle. But we don't fall off. Gravity holds us on the Earth. Now, we've talked a lot about gravity. Do you remember? I take my rock right here. Now, if we were in space, it would float because there's no gravity. Is this rock going to float? 1, 2, 3. Whoa. He definitely did not float, did he? And that is our gravity. And remember, you can recreate our experiments at home like we did at school. You can find a sponge that's pretty light from your kitchen sink and drop it with your transformer. Just be careful, maybe drop them on the couch so you don't break your toys. See which one falls faster. Do you remember? They're not going to fall different, are they? They're going to fall at the same time because of gravity. So for me, let's see, I had my rock. Here's my stick. My stick is going to be a lot lighter than that big rock. You remember? Oh, can't get it. There we go. Which one is going to fall faster? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Did you see? They were falling together. They fell at the same speed because of what? Gravity. Gravity keeps us in place. Now gently, slowly, around and around, we hold out our arms as we glide through the universe. We fly through space as night becomes day, summer becomes winter, and years go by. The earth is like a ball. It is a sphere. Can you say that word with me? Sphere. There is an imaginary line around the center of the earth, and that was the equator. That was a big vocabulary word too. Say it with me. Equator. We'll say it 3 times. Equator, equator, equator. Good job. And the earth spins like a top. It rotates around an imaginary line that goes from the top to the bottom, the earth's axis. This is the word that Mrs. Ryan can't say today. Axis. We should say it 3 times for Mrs. Ryan. Ready? Axis, axis, axis. Good job. And then it revolves around the sun in a big oval. Remember, an oval. We have that. We know that shape. Orbit. And it's going in an orbit. Ready? Say it 3 times. Orbit, orbit, orbit. And there are imaginary points on the Earth's top and bottom, the North Pole and the South Pole. Hey, we knew that, right? When we studied our magnets. Our magnets were all about the North Pole and the South Pole, the poles of the magnets. Do you remember from last week? And gravity is the force that holds us to the earth. Those are some big vocabulary words, but I'm so proud of you. And so you can remember the earth, because it's the shape of a ball, is a sphere. Got it? Sphere. We haven't done a lot of our 3D shapes. 3D shapes are fat, not flat, like a circle. It looks like a circle on the paper, but if you actually looked at it in the world, it's like a ball, right? So that's called a sphere. And then we had the equator. That's that imaginary line in the center of the earth, which means this is the north hemisphere. Remember the word hemisphere? Ooh, so many big words on Earth Day. And this is the southern hemisphere. And then what's the part that holds it back up and down? The imaginary line in the middle. Axis. Good job. See, you guys are so smart. You think people are like, oh, you're preschool. You can't learn such big words. Oh, you sure can. And you do. And you do such a great job. And remember, now my book is going to go all the way around the camera and back again. My book is doing what to the camera? It's orbiting. That's right. If it goes around this way on its axis, then it is revolving on the axis. But if it goes around the camera behind it, in front, it is on an orbit. Can you say that? Orbit. Good job. Boy, you guys are smart. And then, what else were we going to talk about? I think that's everything, don't you? I think it's enough for our beautiful, beautiful Earth Day. And you learned all about the Earth. Good job, because those were some really super big, tough words. But I knew you could do it because you're just that great. You are just that smart. Let's set down our Earth book. And it's time for some alligators. Are you ready? Here we go. See you later, alligator. See you later, alligator. Bye, bye, butterfly. Bye, bye, butterfly. Give a hug, ladybug. Give a hug, ladybug. Be sweet, parakeet. Be sweet, parakeet. Blow a kiss, jellyfish. Blow a kiss, jellyfish. See you soon, raccoon. See you soon, raccoon. Take care, polar bear. Take care, polar bear. Out the door, dinosaur. Out the door, dinosaur. So long, King Kong. So long, King Kong. Bye, bye, said the fly. Bye, bye, said the fly. Happy, 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 happy Earth Day. Happy, happy, happy God's Creation Day. And always know that class, Mrs. Ryan loves you. but God loves you even more. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a super happy day.